Today we are ending the first season of Stranger Things. We are focusing on 8th episode called Upside Down, because in this episode we will have at least some final answers to our story. And the plot is about killing the monster, of course, the Demogorgon, which is the great threat to all Hawkins. I wasn't aware earlier that Demogorgon have killed several people in Hawkins. I didn't. I thought that he only killed Barbara and in a way kidnapped Will, but I wasn't aware that he killed several people. And here we have, of course, a discussion between Hopper and Joyce and Dr. Bremer, and he wants to assure them that he only wants good for Hawkins and for Hawkins laboratory, and that his experiments are fully normal, fully adequately, fully with etiquette conduct of behavior. Of course, this is a lie. But they don't know the whole story, so they are not sure if he's telling the truth or he's lying. But the concept is that he's allowing them to go to the Upside Down through a gate in the Hawkins laboratory, rescue Will, and Hopper is, because we are not sure if Hopper really was a traitor in this case, and he told Dr. Bremer when kids are, and this is for me something which is really confusing, because kids are hiding in school in a Hawkins in sports hall, and they really were sure, especially Dustin, that Hopper was a Lando from Star Wars, so he, as Lando, was a traitor to the Darth Vader, and he was traitor to his beloved friend Han Solo. Hopper was a traitor, and for me this is really concerning, because they have never discussed this in later seasons, and it appears that Hopper really was a traitor, that he really told Dr. Bremen and his associates where kids are, and maybe it's because he believed that they will escape because of Eleven's powers, but nevertheless he was a traitor in this case. But from his point of view, I think more important was to find Will in the Upside Down, because at the end of the 7th episode we see that Demogorgon finally got him, and he's now being held in the Upside Down. So this was really a traumatic experience then, that Hopper, because we don't have full dialogue about telling where the kids are, but from the context we see that Hopper really told Dr. Bremer where they were, and how to and where they were. And of course we have a plot of teenagers, Jonathan and Nancy, and even Steve, in a way, to lure Demogorgon by blood to the house of, I think it's the house of the buyers, and to kill the Demogorgon. They of course failed, because probably he cannot be killed by normal means of destruction. He can only be probably killed by some special powers, like, let's say, Eleven's powers. But here we have a cooperation between Steve and Jonathan, even though they were fighting each other in earlier episodes, and Steve was the favorite for Nancy, but right now the situation is a little bit different, because they together they need to fight alongside each other to defeat Demogorgon, but at the end they are successful, but only in the meaning that he just disappeared. They defeat him, but he disappeared. They don't destroy him. And it was intense scene, very traumatic also. But of course we have a closure in a way that Dr. Bremer finally finds the kids, and there is like a battle between Eleven and Dr. Bremer and his associates, and then Demogorgon interferes and is, we are not sure, is killing or catching Dr. Bremer. So really this episode is in a way it is epic, that it is showing us the closure, of course, what will happen with the Demogorgon, who this creature really is, how to find him, because from the perspective of the first season of Stranger Things, the most important part was Eleven, who she is, and what is a Demogorgon. Nothing else really mattered. And of course, from the plot line of storytelling, it was also a story between, let's say, a crush of Mike on Eleven, and in these episodes we have the situation when he delicately kisses her. So it was really cute and really nice to see this. Also. But maybe the epicness of this episode is that at the end the kids are finally meeting the Demogorgon alone, or kids and Eleven and the Demogorgon, and of course they don't have chance, but because Eleven in a way probably improved her powers, she was able to destroy Demogorgon. Yes, he was really destroyed, but Eleven disappeared. We don't know why, we don't know what happened to her, if she died in the process, if she was consumed by her own powers, or she's somewhere else. But it was really a traumatic scene, very epic. Mike was close to tears, so it was really nice to see that that this camaraderie between them, especially between kids, because in Stranger Things, I think the reason why this whole story was so popular was that it was original, it was very well directed, very well choreography, scenography, very good music, really showing us the 80s, but also the kids, even though these kids were not famous actors, they were not famous, probably none of them were famous by any role, maybe a little bit, maybe a little ones, but not really significant. And they played their roles. Lucas as this always skeptic about Eleven, always ready to doubt about everything. We have Dustin, who is the loudest, in a way, the bravest of all of them. We have of course Will, but he's trapped in the upside down, so he's maybe the most the weakest and the shortest of them, and the weakest of them, of course. And we have Mike, who is the leader of the pack, who is also a little bit in love with Eleven. He has crush on her, and he's still in middle school. But they were playing their roles in a significant way, that every of them has its own charisma. And we see this because from the point of view of a very cynical person, it's just a story about a monster, a natural monster, a natural world, and kids who are and teenagers who are trying to defeat evil. But when we are looking at it closer, when we're looking at the roles of the kids, how they are playing their roles, I think that Miley Bobby Brown, she's now criticized for her other movies, but I think that her role as Eleven is really good. For a girl who was unknown to acting and unknown to Hollywood, it is a really good role of a rather silent, almost muted girl, girl who doesn't know anything about the outside world. So she was just a guinea pig of Dr. Bremer. And here we have some kind of confrontation between Dr. Bremer and Eleven, because none of them really, except Eleven, knew and to I think to this point know what Dr. Bremer did to her, that these experiments were cruel, were unethical, and so on. And here we have this role that Dr. Bremer is telling her that they will go back to the laboratory and he will make her well again. So he will, in a way, repair her because she's damaged somehow in his interpretation. But we see that she is luring more to Mike and friends, because she didn't even know what friend really means. Only the boys explained her what friend really is, and we see that for Eleven, this is like her new family. The boys, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, and all of them. Maybe even in a way, Hopper and Joyce. And of course, the final aspects of this connection between her father, Dr. Bremer, and Eleven is finalized in fourth season, of course. But it is interesting to see that his role and his action towards Eleven was maybe 70% treat her like a guinea pig and 30% treat her like a daughter. And it's really, and we see that this is the combination: 70 that she's just a guinea pig, interesting medical object, and 30% that she is really his daughter. And of course, at the end, we have like a confirmation that even though Hopper succeeded in taking Will back from the Upside Down, we see that he's not fully recovered, that still something wrong is with him, because he has like some kind of disease from inside, and it is only visible to him. Like one of the tendrils were probably attached to his mouth, and it is something, and these tendrils maybe left some spores in his body. So it was really interesting to see that, because I think that Duffer Brothers, the creators of Stranger Things, thought only about one season of this TV series, but it was so successful that they expanded the story, and it is right now full 5 seasons. But I think that at the beginning of the creation of Stranger Things, it was only one season. This season, first season, is still considered the best. If we look at Tomato, IMDb, or Tomato Critics, it is still considered the best. I think that I didn't watch fifth season, but it is considered one of the weakest. And I still will defend fourth season, that they are on par with each other. First season and fourth season, but we will discuss this later in the summary of fourth season. Right now, I think that the first season was really at the ending, the final fight between Demogorgon when Lucas is firing at him with his wrist rocket, and then Eleven is unleashing her full powers to destroy this monstrous and really bizarre creature. So it was really good to see this really epic battle at the end. Yes, and generally I would say that Stranger Things is really good because not only primary actors but also secondary actors are playing their roles at least good, and many of them are playing very good. We will see this especially in second season, when they will add another kid, let's say, to the group, Maxine. So it was really playing by Sadie Sink. So it was really a good move to expand it, and we will see that even other actors were really good in their roles. Let me know in the comments, do you think that first season is still the best? For me, it's on par with fourth. And what do you think about this epic ending? And what about Hopper being a traitor? They have never discussed this issue. That probably Hopper told Dr. Bremer where they were. It's really interesting that they never discussed this issue, that he was really in a way a traitor. Let's discuss also this problem in the comments below.